Okay guys, this is going to be the Nuke Basic Utility T-side guide, so let's get into it. So I'm going to start with some outside smokes variations. So I'm only going to show two in this video for basics. So the first one is the wall smokes, so they look like this. So for the first outside smoke, it's actually the cross smoke in the wall. So this is the number one smoke, or the cross smoke I like to call it. So a lot of people misthrow this, so make sure you're using the same consistent lineup. Don't just run up and bang the smoke off the wall because it can leave gaps either side. So you want to make sure you're throwing it like this. So when you're running out of spawn, just make sure your crosshair is just on the top of the pylon over here. And you're going to continue to run, and as soon as you get to this shadow here in the kink, you're just going to left click through. So keep running and left click through. And that's going to give you a perfect cross smoke like this. So it doesn't leave any gap here to peek, and it doesn't leave any gap here to peek. So why it's important not to mess this smoke up is you don't leave any gaps in either side here. If you throw it, if you just left click throw it randomly, you're going to leave a big gap here or a big gap here, and you're going to ruin your outside smoke straight away. So then the number two smoke, the way I like to throw it is you come into the truck here, and I aim just in the middle of the windows here, and then jump through. So that's going to be your number two smoke. And again, you'd have to come all the way to here to see a gap, but if your player is in main, there's no gap for him here. Then for your number three smoke, come into the corner here. You just go up from this line here onto the edge of the barbed wire here, and then while staying crouched, jump through. And lands here, and as you see, there's no gap here either. Now I'm going to show all those smokes in combination, just so you can see what they look like. So in combination, these smokes are going to look like. This. They're going to leave no gaps either side here. You can't see there's a gap in here either. Obviously, if a guy's close, you might be able to see, but normally they're back here, and they're not going to be able to see you run across. So that's the basic outside wall smokes. Okay, so the next smokes I'm going to show you are the L block smokes. So they'll look like this. Okay, for the first wall smoke, you're going to run into this corner here. Get yourself lodged in about here. Then you're going to crouch and then aim with, you're going to line up this window here with this line here, so about here. And then you're going to stand up and jump through. So you'll know if you've done this smoke right if it takes a little bounce off the edge of the wall here, and that's going to be the first smoke there. Okay, for the second L block smoke, you're going to run into the corner here, stand up and aim where this line here meets the tube here, right here, and then you jump through your smoke. That's going to smoke like so. Okay, and for the final smoke, this is the garage smoke. You're going to get into the pillar here, and then you're going to aim at the bottom right of this little square here, and you're going to jump through. And the smokes like this. So then all three smokes in combination look like this. So what this allows you to do is take deeper outside control. So you don't ever want to use these smokes to cross because, as shown here, the heaven guy can clearly see you. So these smokes are great if you want to either pop into main and you can stay close to the smokes and tuck, or you want to try and lurk someone into garage. There are different combinations of outside smokes, but for now, for basically, it'd be great if you just know those two to start. Okay, so then we've got some more basic, just general outside utility. So when you're coming along, you want to molly the red crate off if some guy's pushing red crate a lot. So you're just going to get in line with the fence. I like to just line these two bits up here, and then just left click on the molly on the top here of this bit. That's going to molly off the red crate corner like this. So then another Molotov you might want to throw is to block off the secret stairs. So when you're coming along, you stay here, just aim at the top right of the building and left click through. So that's going to molly off the secret stairs. Okay, and the final outside smoke I'm going to show you, because it's quite useful, is you're going to just come onto this white dot here in the middle. And then you're going to aim just here and left click through. So this is going to smoke off the kind of lockers backyard CT area. So this is smokes great if, let's say you throw the L block smokes and you want to do a main pop, you get one of your teammates to stay back here, throw that smoke late, and you can pop in main without the risk of having like an AWPer back here kill you or a guy from lockers spot you as you're going in. Okay, so that's it for outside. A lot of the other utility is just stuff you can throw on the fly, like winging flashes. So we're going to go into the lobby and a execute utility. So the first thing, just make sure, always when you're running out of spawn, unless someone says not to, always just when you're running along, just break the windows with your pistol. There's no reason not to, and you're just a bad teammate if you don't. So I'm going to show the top hut molly. So from spawn, you can be lining this up and ready. You just aim at the top left of the second square of the ladder here, like so. You're going to keep running. Just make sure you're in line with the truck. You're just going to keep running, jump up the ladder, and then when this generator on the left just goes out of your screen, or you just pass it. So just go out of your screen if you're 4-3. You just pass it if you're on native, like so. You're going to jump for your molly. That's going to cascade down and molly off top hut like this. It doesn't spread right to the corner here, but what this is going to do is any quick CT that wants to get vision onto the door, he's now not going to be able to because of that molly. So if you're going for a vent dive, that's the perfect molly to throw to support your team. Obviously when you've done that, you can throw 2 flashes just above the roof here like this. If you want to help out your team, these will just pop just above the site here. And again, this is going to add even more benefit of that. It's going to blind this guy while he's running, jumping across. So he might even miss the jump or be in the molly and not know. So the door's already blown off here, so it's a bit hard to show you. But when you're running in, you're going to throw the nade off the door sign and then throw the smoke off the same A sign as well. So that's going to blow off the door, and then the smoke is just going to give you just a little gap so you can start shooting at these top hut angles. And if you want to, you can clear these angles and you can start trying to lurk out if you really want to play with it. So another reason you might want to throw this nade is you might want to do an A-pop. So that should look like this with your utility. So you're going to throw the nade, and then you're going to come... That'll break the door. Obviously the door is not on in this case. You're going to make sure you're just in line with this bit here. Just do it while running because you need to do it fast. You're going to aim at the top here of this line. Left click for your smoke. That's the main smoke. Then you can throw 1 main flash like this, pop out, and throw 1 second vent smoke flash like that. Now you can throw 2 main flashes or 2 second vent flashes, it doesn't matter, but that's going to give you the main smoke and start flashing outside. So another thing, if you're rushing a hut, I'm going to have to show you this quickly. So let's say the CTs they're mollying out hut, like this every round. So they stop your push. When you're running in, you just right click a smoke in this corner here, and that's going to put out the molly and rush in. And now you've got full vision as well, and you've got flashes running in, so you're not mollied off at all. Rather than running in and just smoking straight on top of the molly, because then you've got no vision, you can actually run in with vision here. Then if you want to throw some good flashes when you're coming out hut, you can throw 2 of these. And you see these will barely blind your team as they're coming out because they pop right to the other side of the door. So you can combo this all together. That's kind of the point of me showing you all of this. So you might have the first guy's going to throw the smoke, the second guy's going to flash. So the first guy right clicks the smoke in here. The second guy's then going to come in here, make sure he throws 2 of these out. And then the other 2 guys can just rush in and enter the site. So anyone looking straight at hut is blind. The molly's not going to do any damage to them. If you've got another guy doing door utility, there's more flashes going on. And then combo this with the final util set I'm going to show up from up on top of the roof. So this is the support utility. You can throw from roof a lot of the time, so I like to throw it like this. You just make sure you get up into the middle of this button here. You're going to aim at the window here. And you're going to jump for a molly and then jump for 2 flashes. So that's going to molly off behind the site here. And the flash is going to land somewhere up here as well. This blinds the whole site. And then this molly is going to force the guy out from playing these positions. He's either going to have to wide swing or come out this way to swing. Or he's going to have to go right back in the corner. I'll just rethrow that molly again so you can see it. You see it lands here, so this guy can't play behind the silos now. He's got to come out and fight in one of these more awkward angles. You can also throw the same Molotov like this if you want to. If you come into the corner here, if you're doing something faster. And then jump through the Molotov here. You can combo these with flashes as well. Okay, and this is going to be a heaven smoke. So let's say you're doing a slower A execute and you want to smoke heaven. You've got a spare smoke. So this might be great if you've mollied off top hut at the beginning of the round because you're up here anyway. So you're going to come into the right side of this button here. Then aim at the top, like just underneath where this bucket is in the right. You're going to aim at the top part here. And then jump for your smoke. So you need the glass not to be broken, so it breaks the glass to slow down the smoke and smokes off heaven like this. So this is great because, so obviously the CTs can still play in front of it like this. It just means they can't get any of those deeper angles in heaven, they're forced to play out of it. So that's going to be that smoke. So that should be all the A site utility you need to know basically to set up different executions. So I got some ramp supportive flashes next if your team are going out ramp. So you just want to make sure you're crouched out behind here. You're going to aim, just put your crosshair just in the middle of this white wall here, and left click for your flashes. 2 of these while staying crouched. So this is great because as your team are swinging out, you can see here it's on the right, it pops behind the box, it's not going to blind them. But also, as you can see, if a guy's tucked into this corner here, I'll reflow the flash, you can see it. It's going to full blind this guy. So it's going to give him plenty of time. It's going to give you plenty of time to have one guy to swing out, clear this, and then he can get down the ramp. And obviously then when you can make ramp, once you've made sure there's no one on that angle, you just want to make sure you're throwing a molly onto there. And that just mollies out the angle so the guy can't push. And I'm going to show one more thing in case you're a ramp lurker. You might want to throw this ramp lurk smoke. So you're going to come in just into here where the crossover is here. So where this crossover is here. Then you're going to aim on this cross here, and you're just going to tap W and left click through. So it will look like this. So it blocks off these angles here, and then you're able to start peeking off ramp and isolating some of these angles off. Just beware if you do throw this, a common position for the CT is then to try and jump up over the top and get this angle on you. So make sure if you're coming around the corner, you're kind of pre-aiming up this way to take that fight, but you can start isolating out angles. So let's say it then, you're all running out, you're swinging, you get down the ramp, you killed the ramp with your utility. What do you do next when you get down here on B? Well, most of the util when you get down here on B site is loose throw. There's no specific lineups for it, but I'll show you some useful lineups like if you want some now. So a dark molly, I commonly see people, you know, the AWPer or the rifler who was on ramp, he's coming back, he's just going to tuck himself into dark here to try and hide away and buy time for the ramp, for his CTs to rotate and reposition. Make sure you just come into the corner here, you're going to aim at the floor here and left click throw. If you've got a molly spare, so that's like a really clean molly for dark. Molly this guy straight out. Okay, so that's the end of the Nuke basic T-side utility guide. There's a lot less nades on Nuke in this basic guide, but if you learn all the nades here that I've shown in the video, you're going to have way more utility knowledge than like 90% of people you're going to meet in Nuke pugs, and you're going to be able to outplay and outmaneuver a lot of teams that you play, a lot of teams in pugs you play anywhere on Nuke.